So ZExp, I'm a very novice front-end developer. I did loads of back-end development, but not much front-end. And I stumbled across Meteor, and I said, oh, seems a nice platform, nice framework, loads of things to do. So to create something, I wanted to create a use case, a real use case, not just the to-do list, which is great, but not, I mean, something a bit more complex, not that much. So I'm a freelancer, so I need to track my expenses, and I said, what best chance to do an application to track my expenses is a beta, is probably an alpha actually, so don't take the code as something that always works. But let's go without further ado. We'll log out first. And so ZExp, as I said, is a very simple expense tracking system. So you log in. The login is federated with Google at the moment. So I use Google accounts, and I loved what Meteor supplies for accounts, because it's really just a few lines of code, and the login is here, and the application is incredibly simple. I have all my expenses card. I can create a new expense card, and in my new expense, I can just define what spending, simple type things, and create expense items. So date, description, choose a category, travel, £20, 20 pounds, baht rate, and just add expense items. Simple as that. My wife, she happens to do the administration for the company. She can access all expenses, so not just my expenses, and say, oh, well, there is a new expense here. Oops, I got the wrong one. This one, not this one. Oh, what I'm spending. Yes, thank you. So she can see my expenses and say, okay, well, that looks fine. So, oh, I should have submitted it. We can approve or reject. Just updates the status in the database. And once that is approved, we get the bank reference number and process the transaction. So we have an audit trail of our expenses. I mean, it's an incredibly simple app, and probably is not much more than the to-do list. But it was written in one day, and from someone that is not a front-end developer. So that was I found incredibly useful on Meteor is how easy it is to deploy an app. The fact that that I don't need to worry about the backend, the front end, how they communicate. DDP is quite cool. What I stumbled across that I didn't like of Meteor is the learning curve is incredibly hard for getting the publication subscription right. I mean, I have other applications, serious applications that are in production for my clients, so I can't really disclose that, where there is a lot of thought that needs to go behind what we publish, how we publish. So the publication subscription needs to be handled with care. And the other thing that I was mentioning before is how we the namespace can be crowded. I mean, it's very it's good for prototyping that we have eager loading, so we can put files anywhere we want. I mean, my files are pretty much anywhere I want. I won't go in the details, which you can find on GitHub. Actually, probably this. You can find the project there. But when the project grows as complexities, it's very difficult to actually navigate the code, because you find a symbol, you say, okay, well, there is this object here. Where is it defined? And you have no idea where it's defined, because eager loading doesn't really help. Meteor 1.3 actually helps an awful lot in that. Do stick everything in the imports folder, because then you use ECMAScript imports, and then you can actually make sense of your code.
So, you're out of time. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.